welcome back to the Scavolitano Show, guys. I'm here with always new friends. You know, I'm always traveling the galaxy and the world between worlds, going through the portals, see what timeline I'm in. You know, it's like the What If series. You know, I'm just going through the timelines. I'm like doing like the Goat Escape or something, like the Majava. You know, but welcome back to the Scavolitano Show, guys. I'm here with another new friend, Edward from Archives of the Force podcast. How are you, Edward?
What's up? What's up? I'm here.
There you go. That's the attitude I like on my show.
Yeah, right? We're going to talk Star Wars. It's really nice.
Yeah.
And, you know, if people don't like it, that's cool too. I don't know.
We
love Star
Wars.
Just
do this all day. We can just go, woo! We can do that.
Woo!
Yeah. If you're into that, people, like, I can do that. I don't have a good voice, but you can hear me.
That's cool, man. Everyone can sing. I always say everyone can sing. Anyone has a voice. Yeah, everyone has a talent. So
yeah,
that's fine with me.
And that's it, really. That's our show. See you guys later. Thank you, everyone.
All right, guys. All right, bye.
See you guys later. So how are you, Edward? I know you just coming back from MegaCon. I want you to talk about your experience with the MegaCon because I'm not from Florida, so I don't think I would go if I'm not like. Maybe I would travel there.
Do you do New York Comic Con?
Sometimes, but that's a headache. That is like an insane asylum. You have to go to like to Arkham for that. Like I have to get my Batman outfit on and start kicking some ass.
So the first time I ever went to MegaCon in Florida, it was like 2015, and me and my friends, we did dress up as Pac-Man and the Ghost.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was my first time ever doing a con, first time ever doing anything like that, because I didn't collect again until like 2015, like when The Force Awakens came out. That's when I started collecting all this crazy stuff. But before that, I would just read comic books, maybe throw them away, or just, you know, I was a nerd, but just not collecting wise. So they were like, hey, why don't you go to MegaCon? We'll dress up and then we'll like buy stuff there because you could buy stuff. And I was like, oh, well, I've always heard of like San Diego, so why not, right? And I was a big fan of E3, so convention. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Sounds fun. What I didn't realize is that when you dress up in something that no one has seen before, it tends to make you kind of a celebrity.
Yes.
And with us in Pac-Man and Ghost, I mean, we did cardboard cutouts, but they were like 3D molded. And my friend was, you know, Pac-Man. It was huge, and going there, it almost like tore everything up. It was a crazy route to get there. But once we were there, every 5 seconds, it was like another picture. Hey, can we take a picture? Can we take a picture? So we didn't even get to enjoy it. We were just taking pictures the whole time. And what I remember most, and this is a crazy story. So by basically the end of it, it was like 4 or 5 p.m. that day. Me and my friends were like, dude, our feet are hurting. We haven't even like looked at the stuff that we could buy. We haven't even seen any of the panels or the signatures, anything like that. We were just going through the motions. And the Orlando Sun Sentinel wanted to do a story about us, about like, because they saw that we just couldn't move without someone taking pictures of us. So the lady did the story, and we were like, guys, let's go get food afterwards. We'll chill by the restroom. Let's just like, can we take like 20 to 30 minutes? So everybody agreed. And mind you, we were trying to come up on the YouTube scene. We had a bunch of like food game videos that are very old, still funny, but you know, we were like, oh, we have to do this. This is like the thing people do. So imagine if there's a wall, right? And my friends are on this side, okay? And they're all sitting down, like the stuff is off, they're chilling. And I'm just standing up because I'm like, once I sit down, that's it. I'm not getting up. And no, this I can't do this. I'll chill, and then we're going. So I took my stuff off, and I'm just standing there, and all I heard was a rush of like chatter, and people just rush right by me, and then some old guy just like goes behind my back, and I'm like, what the hell? Stanley walked directly past me. My friend Justin started running and got right in front of him and took like a selfie. We still have that selfie, but Stanley walked right behind me, and I was so tired. I didn't even like. It didn't register.
You couldn't realize it.
Yeah. So ever since that year, I was like, man, I don't know if I want to go back because that was way too much. I don't even know if I would want to like dress up. And I've been to SuperCon dressed up as Negan. I've done that. So this year doing MegaCon, I was like, I'm just gonna go by myself with no one. I might meet people there, but I just want to go to my like own horn, you know, like
by yourself. Let's see what it's
yeah, by
about.
myself, experience this for me, take everything in, look at all the cosplays, talk to people, random people, because you know, other people they might want to go faster or slower, they might want to get signatures, they might want to go to the panels. I'm like, okay, well that's cool, but like, do I really want to do that stuff? And I thought, no, I'm not paying $200 for a signature. I love, you know, the actors and stuff, and I met like Hayden and stuff like that,
Okay.
which I'll get into in a second. So the first day was great. Like I said, I did like 15, 20,000 steps or something. I did each row back and forth. I was like, let me not buy nothing because I'm going to be here Saturday, but let me see what everyone has.
Now, was it packed a lot? Was MegaCon packed like every day? Or
it was
like
so Friday, it was packed. Saturday, it was triple that amount. So Friday, I was walking through and you could walk and it was good and people were taking pictures. The worst place was trying to get food and sit down and eat because all the tables were full 24/7. There was no one, like, you had to see if someone was getting up and then you had to like zoot over there like with your food. It was kind of crazy. That part was crazy. But like, you know, when you go to cons, you understand that there's going to be a crowd. People are going to have cosplays. I started taking selfies with people, talking to vendors, stuff like that, which was great. And the first day was, you know, just what it was. You know, I just wanted to be by myself. I saw a couple people that I knew. Cosplays were ridiculous. People selling stuff. And also to anyone going to Comic-Con or anywhere, just know that all the prices are going to get jacked up. Whatever you want to buy, just know it's going to cost 3 times as much because of the convenience fee. But yeah, it was a great time. I really liked it. I have nothing but love for the first day. The second day, like I said, it was triple the amount of people. I had some friends doing signatures, like Tamara Morrison, Finnick Shan.
Okay.
But Hayden, my friend Danny, he was trying to go to, because they do it in stages of times, right? So 10 a.m., 1 p.m., you know, they might have a lunch, then come back, do 4 p.m. With Hayden, he was booked for a double photo op with you and a photo op for himself. So that took so long that the 4 p.m. people and some of the 1 and 10 a.m. had to come back at 7. So I came back with my friend Danny and his brother, and we waited for Hayden, and then they escorted us in, and I met Hayden. Seemed like a cool guy. I was like, you know, I'm just here. I don't have a signature, but you know, you're awesome. Loved you in Jumper. You know, like, you know, like I know you get Lord Vader, but I actually like Jumper the movie. So he laughed, and yeah, so it was a pretty good experience. Like, I would go again, and SuperCon's in Miami. I'll probably go to that too. So I mean, once you go to one con, it's like it's all the same, but sometimes, you know, it depends. Like if you want to cosplay or maybe meet up with the 501st and see their costumes, or even in MegaCon they had like a village of a Star Wars village, and it looked like kind of like Jakku meets Tatooine, but on the floor. So you had like different people in you know, there was somebody dressed as Thrawn, someone dressed as the Mandalorian, taking pictures and stuff. So it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it.
Now, would you go to New York?
I would. I want to go to San Diego, New York. I want to go to other cons. It's just, it has to entice me, right? So if I'm not going to get signatures, maybe a photo op, but it has to be the right person. Because MegaCon had like Peter Cullen, Optimus Prime. They had Frank Welker, Megatron. They had, you know, what's his name? Who played Ezra in Ahsoka?
Iman.
Yeah, Iman was there. The Night Sister, what's her name?
Diana.
Yeah, she was there. So some of the people I knew that was there, some of the people I was like, oh wow, I didn't even know that person was gonna be here. So yeah, I mean, I'm from New York. I have family there. I would go stay with them and just go to New York Comic Con a couple days. I would definitely do it.
I really want to meet I want to meet Cameron.
He was there too.
Yes, he was. I really want
Yeah.
to meet him.
Yes, he was there. He was sitting right next to, I think, Marissa Tomei or Gaten from Stranger Things. But I saw him. He was definitely there. There was just a lot. It's so crazy. Just the amount of people that were there just to get signatures and photo ops. Like, those people must make a killing.
Oh yeah. One year I went to Rhode Island Comic Con, and I love Ashley Eckstein, who voices Ahsoka, and Matt Lancer and Anakin. Those are that's my Ahsoka and Anakin. I spent probably over 1,000 for both of them. Not both of them, but I split it up. So I did 5 for Matt and I did 5 for Ashley. Sweetest people ever. I can't wait to meet them again when they're up here, or I go.
Yeah. My cousin Nilda. I don't know if you know her.
Yes, Nilda.
Yeah. So she loves Ashley Eckstein. Got her signature tattooed on her.
I
too.
want that.
Yeah.
I do. I want 4 tattoos. It would be Anakin's, Matt Lantern's,
okay,
Ashley's. But I want a photo of them, and then you sign it. They'll sign it down.
Wait, do you want a photo of them or the character?
Probably the character. Yeah, the character.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want Anakin to be in the style of Clone Wars then, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
I like it. Don't get me wrong. I love Hayden Christensen.
Yeah.
He did great in the movies. I never hated him in the movies. A lot of people did.
Yeah,
I think his character. It's his character development. That's the biggest issue for that.
I think people love Matt because we marinated with him for more years.
Yes,
that's why people love him so much. That's why people, even if they come out with a What If series, they want Matt Lanter rather than Hayden. But I feel like you can have both. If there's more than one episode, why not?
Yeah, but I think if you're going animation, stay with the animation actor. I love animation. I'm always team animation, so I'm biased. So don't ask me that.
Star Wars animation has, you could draw out those stories, and you can even do stuff that you can't do physically. So that's why I feel that animation is always better.
Yeah, I love it, man. I'm always biased. I always tell people that I'm biased. So don't even tell me if you want live at no. I just want to just do the animation. I'm biased. I tell people that all the time.
Hey, man, you like what you like. You can't hold that against you,
Yeah, and I think Star Wars brings the best out in animation. To me, that's
yes.
To other people, live action, fantastic. I'm not gonna hate you for it, you know. But animation is my home.
I've always said this: the trailers and the teaser trailers to animation are as good as the teasers and trailers to the movies.
Yeah.
Those scores in those trailers, they give you as much goosebumps as anything that you've seen otherwise.
Especially as the years go on, as you see in the Bad Batch trailer, it looks just like it will be in a movie.
Exactly.
That's the animation for if you're gonna put that on AMC theaters or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's just as good, even better.
Yeah, it's the bomb. I sit there and be like, damn. I sometimes cry of awesomeness. I just cry.
No, I feel you. With me, when I first see it, I don't. But even years later, I will, because it's so good. The excitement, even that first Force Awakens trailer, it's just it's so good. But also the first Rebels trailer, even though people thought the first season was too kiddie and then had been shared, I love the first season. That was awesome.
Yeah, so. I think with people, it was different animation for Rebels,
Yeah.
And I think people really didn't like Ezra or Kanan. They didn't like that. Because it was new. The Clone Wars is still coming out, because Rebels came out in 2014. 14. Yeah. So Clone Wars was still coming out at that time. No, they weren't, right? Clone Wars was done.
No, Clone Wars stopped.
I forget the timetable.
What is it? 6 seasons, right?
Yeah.
So 2008 to 2014. Oh yeah, so I guess it just stopped.
It just stopped probably that year, and then October came out Rebels. October, I think it was.
Yeah, there you go.
And then people didn't get used to that. They were like, "Well, season 6 stopped. Where's season 7? What happens to all those characters?" But then you get Rebels, and then you get Ahsoka. But they're like, wow, how does Ahsoka survive Order 66?
Yeah, that last, what was it? The last episode of the season when they're like, "Hey, this is Fulcrum." You're like, Ahsoka, and that was back way. Okay, because people have to understand, in 2014, the Star Wars community was not what it was.
Yeah.
When I was like, "Yo, that's Ahsoka," people were like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Are you serious? Ahsoka's Fulcrum? What is this gonna mean? Is she gonna face Darth Vader?" Blah blah blah. There was no like it's grown since then, but like, man, just stuff like that was like amazing to like experience firsthand when it premiered.
Yeah.
You know?
And then you get in season 2 the world, not the World Between Worlds, but you get that fight.
Twilight of the Princess.
Yeah, you get that fight with Vader and Ahsoka coming to terms. You know,
and you had to been there to be like, is Dave Filoni going to Comic-Con? Is he gonna, the Ahsoka Lives shirt, all that stuff. That stuff was so great in marketing that it was drugs. It was drugs for
it was
Star
like
Wars
crack
fans.
cocaine.
Yeah, man, it was so crazy. The hype around all that stuff, and then it just got so out of control, man. And
I think they should have came out with a 5th season, but no, they went live action with it. But I'll get it. It's all right. I'll get over it. I'll get over it.
No, I feel you, man. But you know what? At the same time, I always feel like Clone Wars season 7
is the best.
Is like a season 7, but also kind of in a way a Rebels season as well, because it ties into the stories of what happens, right? So I feel like it's almost like a prequel to Rebels, which it is, but like the story arcs are still, good.
It's tying together.
Yeah. So it gave us a little more so of what we wanted from Rebels more, but we got it in Ahsoka, so.
Unfortunately, it's all right though. I'll get over it. What was I going to say to you? Oh, we're back to with the tattoo. So we get a picture of Matt and Ashley. Not Matt. Anakin and Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And then I want, because I love Ezra. I loved Ezra. Ezra and then Sabine. Because I love Sabine. That's my favorite Mandalorian. She's I don't put her in the same category, but and my favorite clone is Rex. So I want maybe Rex too. But I need a bigger body, I think, to do all that. I'm only 5'4", so I'm gonna need a bigger body. So I'm gonna have to sell my organs somewhere or something to get
Hey, it's 2023. You could do that.
I could do that, or just do some steroids and make my muscles go big, and get that tattoo, and let them sign it. I think I definitely need that because I'm out of my mind anyway. That would just be over the top.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting a Star Wars tattoo, and I think I'm trying to design it myself so that way people don't tattoo artist is great, but I have a vision for it.
I want to do it myself.
Yeah, it's kind of what character am I going to put my body, or what symbol, or is it going to be a multitude of things? Because I've thought about doing even a Samoa kind of tribal, but with Star Wars stuff.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, so I don't even know if someone asked me today who's my favorite character, it always changes. Sometimes mostly it's Ahsoka, and then
we're bonding already.
Huh?
I said we're bonding already. This is awesome, amazing.
Yeah. So it's Ahsoka because she's the only, canon only apprentice of Lord Vader. So it's she has to be there. But after that, it's I love Thrawn because I read Heir to the Empire.
We're best friends now.
No, yeah, dude. How do you not like Thrawn? Heir to the Empire, I read so many times growing up. I have them up there. The original ones that I had from back in the day when I was living in New York. But then, it's I don't know. It always changes because I also like C-3PO and R2-D2 only because they're the OGs. Chopper is my go-to droid.
Definitely. Has more deaths than anybody. He kills more people.
He's a gangster. He's a real gangster, not Chopper. Really it's Chopper. Okay.
Yeah. Don't mess with him on a daily.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean those are the go-tos that I would want to say Anakin, but I want more of Anakin. Like I want more live action Anakin before I put him like in there because yeah, you could say that Anakin's great in Clone Wars, and you know he really got fleshed out. But at the same time, I kind of wish I had one more movie with him or something. Hopefully, in season 2 of Ahsoka, he
But
comes
they're
back
saying,
as
yeah,
like.
they're rumored that he's coming back. He's coming back. I don't know how, but he'll be back.
I mean, he could always play the Obi-Wan role to Ahsoka or Sabine.
Yeah, I think, but
So
you know I think they're adding with even with Ahsoka, they're adding too many. Like I know Anakin's definitely her past. We want to see more of that, but
yeah,
also, what about Obi-Wan? You know, I would add Obi-Wan in there. You know, like something like that. But I don't think they'll do that because you got to really make a story for that, and that will be another probably season because now you're leaving off with Ahsoka. You see Anakin but he's not. To me, there's something off about that Anakin. You know, like he knows there's something coming, but he's not. He's not gonna stand there and say it to Ahsoka. You know, like if you like his Force Ghost wasn't like back in Return of the Jedi, like oh, haha, we're laughing. Yeah, no, Anakin was more like, yes, there's something coming. Be ready. You know.
maybe it was more of like. Maybe he was worried that she would get stuck in this world that she just came to, because he knows that Thrawn's on the other side, and he knows that he has kids that he doesn't know what's gonna happen. Maybe he's bonded to Ahsoka, but I mean, when it comes to Force Ghosts, who knows? Really, it's touch and go. You don't
Yeah.
know whether something's canon or not. What can he do? What he cannot do? I mean, Yoda hit Luke over the head with a stick. So, can he touch people? Like, can he fight? I don't know.
Can he get his lightsaber out and start fighting the Force Ghosts? You know,
I mean,
Force Ghost battle.
Hey, you know what? When I saw when I saw him on Ahsoka and his lightsaber turned, to red or whatever, I was like, wow, because there was Hasbro came out with a lightsaber that it was Vader's hilt, but it turned blue and red. And I was like, wow, now I want that lightsaber because now that's canon. So,
they'll come out with a new one. They're coming out with so much new merch from the
yeah,
Ahsoka series. That they just came out. They just dropped. I think it released today. The Black Series Captain Rex helmet that I want, but don't have the money for.
Yeah, I just picked it from the Ahsoka, the Funko Pops Thrawn, Shin Hati, and Baylan Skoll, and I think I have the Black Series coming in. Yeah, those two characters are great. If I can have a show with just Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati, I'm good. Like that's they're the best cross between Game of Thrones and Star Wars.
Yes, they're definitely like I could not a Jon Snow. I can't say Jon Snow. No, but like a Targaryen because he has the white hair.
She's a Targaryen. He's more like he's from Winterfell. More, yeah, I feel.
Yeah, I could get those vibes off Baylan.
Yeah, that's why I love those characters because they kind of do look Game of Thrones ish, but also they're just good. Like I don't know if I would call them Sith because they're really not that evil.
Yeah, they're not like a General Grievous because Grievous I feel like was in that time with Count Dooku and plus of course Sidious, but I really don't count Sidious because he really didn't show his true power.
Yeah, because like a Sith, they're just bad shit evil. Like
and I think that was Grievous. Grievous wanted to kill every Jedi.
Dooku but Grievous wasn't a Jedi though.
Yeah,
he wasn't a Force user.
No, he wasn't. He was just a cyborg with 5 hands.
Yeah, like Maul. Who else? Maul, Dooku.
I love Maul.
Who else was like a Sith? I mean Vader, but like trying to think of other people who were Sith.
Darth Raven. You can say Raven.
Revan. Yeah. Revan's also. Yeah. But like, hopefully, it sucks that he died. But hopefully, they just recast and just keep going because I want to see those two interact. Because now they probably have beef. Because he was like, "I'm leaving you. You can do whatever you want." So I hope they meet, and I don't know what he's trying to do. Become the son, the sister, the Mortis. Who Who knows what's gonna happen?
I don't
But-
think they'll recast Ray Stevenson though.
I don't know.
I
hope
think we
so.
all want that, but I don't think they're gonna, because what Ray Stevenson brought to Balin and what brought to Gar Saxon and everybody that he voiced in the Clone Wars, like he brought some charisma to it. I think when Balin spoke, like we got that same vibe, because I don't know if you'll agree with me, because we love Thrawn. I think Thrawn's my favorite villain. And I don't call him a villain, because I don't think Thrawn's a villain. I think he's just misunderstood too. But
Well, I
Balin,
think he's just a military strategist.
yeah, I think he's
But-
like,
I'd say that for like Rebels, but like Ahsoka, I think he's a little vindictive because he got stuck on that planet.
yeah, I didn't feel Thrawn in Ahsoka. I really didn't. I didn't get the vibes from like Rebels. Like Rebels Thrawn, I think is better than the live action Thrawn. And it's the same person, you know. But I feel like Thrawn, like it was a miss for me with Thrawn in the Ahsoka series, because Thrawn you see in Rebels brought so much more, like,
Yeah.
and you get Thrawn in live action, and he's like, he doesn't know who anybody is, like,
Yeah,
how does he know?
he's like, oh hey, you guys came to pick me up. Cool, can we go?
yeah, like how do you not know who Sabine Wren is? You know, like he doesn't care about Ezra Bridger really, but Ezra Bridger brought you to this planet. You know, like the whales brought you here.
But then again, maybe there was a time period where we didn't see where they fought in each other plenty of times.
Yeah, probably.
And now
There's
they're at a
probably-
point where they're like, well, I don't really care anymore. I just want to go home. You
Yeah,
know?
can we go home now? And Ezra made it home. You know, and Thrawn made it home.
Yeah, they made it home, and then Ahsoka and Sabine switched. You know, oh, we'll stay here now.
Yeah, like we'll battle the foes that come to this.
I just don't know how they're going to, like, how is this going to lead into the First Order? So I just don't see it yet, but I'm pretty sure they're mapping that out. But like,
It's probably going to be in the movies, though. It's probably, I think that's where we'll start. Like the movies where the First Order comes in, like the Mandalorian Grogu movie, and then Dave Filoni's movie also. You know,
yeah.
What else movie? Then we'll get Rey's movie, unfortunately.
I would just for continuity, just so it clicks. I've thought about like how can this like lead into that, and a very subtle thing, which I don't know if they're gonna do, but it would be very subtle, is if the Mandalorian movie or the Heir to the Empire movie, whatever they're gonna call it, they bring in Luke, right? This is pure speculation. This is just fan theory. Like, you know, one of the Night Sisters, like the kind of thing that happened with Anakin, how he saw the Vader mask and then they erased it from his memory.
Oh, yes, in the Mortis.
They should do like where they implant that you will have a nephew who will turn evil, and that should be a little like seed in Luke's head. That way, when you get to the Last Jedi, and he's like, "Yo, he tried to kill me." Then you're like, "Oh, that's because of a Night Sister," you know. And then I think people would enjoy the Last Jedi more. You know, it's like
I think what they do with the movies, it will all blend together. Probably.
Yeah.
Not. But like what they did with the last three movies really didn't blend together. Really, like we didn't know who those people were. You know.
What was the last three movies?
Like the Force Awakens, the last.
The sequel trilogy. I'm like,
yeah.
what other movies came out?
Like I'm not a big fan of those movies because it really wasn't like, I really wasn't like on board with Rey and Kylo Ren. I wasn't a big fan of those characters.
I think Kylo should have never been redeemed. I think he should have just died as Kylo because he was a good villain, but they didn't like flesh him out to the like. They kept on pulling back, like, oh no, he's kind of nice. But he's evil.
He's so good at him.
He cut this guy's head off, but he still loves his mom. And you're like, what? Just have him be full. Just lean into the evilness.
Yeah,
don't go back and forth.
Yeah, I think if he said, I think even with Vader, like Vader wasn't back and forth. You know what I mean? Like he was, but then he was like, no, I'm gonna kill you. Like I'm done. Like,
no, he was straight on the narrow. Like I'm evil. Oh wait, I have a son. I'm still evil. Join me. No, get the hell out of here. And then Return of the Jedi. He's like, Well, I was Anakin Skywalker, but I do like being evil now.
Yeah,
I
like
got tricked, but
your
that's
sister
fine. We
was
don't have to
right.
talk about it.
You know, your sister was right about me, like
Yeah.
your sister. But yeah, I wasn't a big fan, and I'm not a big fan of the Rey movie either. That's gonna come out, and because it takes place 15 Skywalker, you know.
Mm. Well, what, 15 years? I mean, eh, you know, it all depends if it's good writing. If it's
Yeah,
good, and I don't think the sequel trilogy had bad writing either. I think people, to to be honest, right? It's like, how do you take a franchise that's beloved by maybe hundreds of millions of people, probably, right? Make it so that it appeals to new fans, but also gives a nod to the people who's been here for so long, enjoying the series as it is, right? Now, George Lucas, right? He filmed the prequel trilogy, which everyone hated.
yeah,
Everyone hated those movies. I loved them. I grew up on
yeah.
them.
I always liked them. I always did.
Yeah. Revenge of the Sith is still my number two. So,
What's your number one?
oh, Empire.
Oh, I Revenge of the Sith is my favorite.
My number three is The Last Jedi.
Oh, okay.
I love. Oh, okay, that's
Oh,
cool
okay.
too. It's only because I saw it recently and I was like, wow, this is because this is my mindset going into the sequel trilogy. People hated the prequels, right? And that's cool. You might have not liked it, but people tend to forget that, you
It
know,
ain't going
A
anywhere.
New Hope was very slow. Like,
Yeah.
it's a slow movie.
Yes, it is.
And even Empire Strikes Back was a good film, but when you look at it on like a Star Wars level, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't like further the lore, right? Like, you get Yoda, but he's a placement holder for Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's just training Luke for like a day or two, and then Luke goes off and faces like a high level Sith. So some of the stuff doesn't make sense in that movie, and even in Return of the Jedi, you know, he hasn't gone back to Yoda for a year. So who trained him? He was just by himself. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so now you're a Jedi Knight because you said so. Okay, that's cool. But then you take those tropes and then you put it to like the sequel trilogy, and then people get mad at it. But then it's like, you know, yeah, she called herself Rey Skywalker, but you know, Anakin's an orphan, and also Luke didn't have his parents either. So it's like a trope that was built on since the beginning.
Yeah.
But then people want to get mad because it's like, I don't see why the anger was there. There's only some things that I'm, you know, whatever. But when you have to make like something for a lot of people, I think The Force Awakens did it. It was a reboot sequel, which is like Jurassic World or Ghostbusters Afterlife. It has to give you a little, but also broaden, you know, certain aspects of the lore. And I think it did it okay. It's just that, you know, people just, when you give something too new and too different, it just, people get uncomfortable and they like shy away and they're like, I don't like it. But it is what it is. People
Like,
have
stay
their
away from me.
opinions.
Stay away from me.
Yeah, exactly. It's, you know, what was so bad about The Last Jedi? They were on horses, or like, you know, they were in a casino world. We never saw that. And even that, like, oh, there was no lightsaber on lightsaber battle, but they fought like 6 Praetorian guards. I mean, that was, you know, and then they killed Snoke in the middle of it. I'm like, wow, that was a bold choice. You know, and then you find out it's really Palpatine. And that's like, the Rise of Skywalker was great when I saw it, but when you look at it again, you're like, man, this was really so that the fandom does not get pissed at Lucasfilm and Disney. But then they did it too much. It's like, here's all the gold. Here's all the gold. Oh, you have no place to store it? Just keep giving them gold. Just keep giving them gold. Who
Yeah,
cares?
I
They'll just like it.
I really think Palpatine coming back again, like, that shouldn't have been. You know?
Yeah, that was a poor choice.
Yeah, I think he should have just stayed dead, thrown down an elevator shaft, you know, and be gone. Have a new villain. Like, start the new like order of those villains coming, because now you have Rey's movie. Where's the new threat to Rey? You know, where's the new
Yeah.
threat to all
And
the other Jedis that are coming in now?
hopefully it's just a brand new threat, no ties. Just take a swing, and if it goes down, it goes down. But at least take a swing, because if you wanted Palpatine back, you should have put that in the Force Awakens. You should have had Snoke be the guy looking for Palpatine, and then by the Rise of Skywalker, you're like, oh, we've been waiting 2 movies for this. Let's go. Then you get the built-up tension. Then you grab the audience.
Yeah, so I think if they really want to do it, you should have the Rise of Skywalker should have ended with a new villain arising, with a new threat, because then that leads into the newer. Because you're going to make new Star Wars movies. You're going to make new Star Wars movies after the Rise of Skywalker. You know what I mean?
You never know, right? So it's like okay, so the Empire Strikes Back, right? Han Solo's stuck in carbonite, right? And you can address that in the next movie. But if you take the third movie and address something new, how long before you tell that story, right?
Yeah,
You don't know if the movie's going to do good or not, because you have to base it off the second one, right? So if people hated the second one, we have to restructure the third one, and now we can introduce a new person. Then they have to so that stuff. I understand the business aspect of it. When it comes to lore, I mean, even the people who say what's her name, who's directing the new Rey movie.
Oh, I know her. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the director. People are bashing her because
like to make men uncomfortable.
Make men uncomfortable. It's time a woman helmed Star Wars, but to be honest, after the Splinter of a Mind's Eye, after Star Wars was in theaters and it made a whole bunch of money, when they didn't want to do that, they signed on a woman writer who came up with the idea for a Cloud City, for what is it? Cloud City, Lando. She came up with some of these ideas, and unfortunately she died. I think she had cancer before the movie was fully finished. But then George Lucas had Lawrence Kasdan come in and just polish some of the stuff up. Like, they were gonna have Lando be a clone, but then they were like, no, let's not do that. And they did other stuff, but a woman touched it, and some of those story points are like some of the best Star Wars that we have. Cloud City, everyone loves Bespin. Yeah. So to say that now is the time a woman to helm a Star Wars movie, it's it's kind of like that's just clickbait, right? Because I mean, any real Star Wars
too, women have directed Star Wars shows like Obi-Wan Kenobi, Deborah Crow.
Yeah, but even Kathleen Kennedy has produced movies, so she does have say-so for stuff. It's not like just because it didn't appeal to you, it does appeal to someone. And Star Wars is always made for kids, even though they know that there are adult fans
watching it.
So I just think it's as long as they have a pure story and they have a trajectory of where they see it going, just do it justice. It's you have a vision, do your vision too. Just do it justice to the story you want to tell. And sure, have the fandom in mind, and try to just make a good film. That's it. Just a good film, good writing. Daisy really, I don't think she was. Daisy Ridley was not as bad as people think she was. I mean, imagine if you had to take on this undertaking. Like, how good would you do? It's like, it's. I don't think she did bad at all. So, I mean, hopefully we get something really good. That's my take on it.
Yeah, I hope we get a new story. I hope we don't go back. I really want to, in these new movies, I want to see like Coruscant again. I want to see what Coruscant's like.
Well, that's also going back though.
Yeah, I know, but I want to.
I'm with you. I'm all for new. Just give me everything new. I don't care. Like, let me get Rey with a yellow lightsaber. Let me get, give me a new lightsaber weapon. That's why I like Kylo. I love Kylo because he had the long broad sword with it too.
But Cal Kestis had that before.
No, no, he didn't. Well, no. Well, actually, technically, it's an ancient relic of the
Relic,
old
yeah.
Jedi's. So, but then again, his was modded, right? So it wasn't like the
Yeah, you
actual.
could say
Because
that.
only Ezra found it in the Sith temple on in Rebels, but no one else has found it. But I guess he saw some text or something of an old style and he did it himself, but then we never saw that before, right? So
Yeah.
give me like some whips, like some nunchucks with lasers and just like something crazy. Give me like a laser glove that you just punch, just why not, right?
Or like the gauntlet, like what Thanos has.
Yeah, just give me a gauntlet with like two blades coming out, like something different. Why not? It's some people like it, some people won't, but like
at least try to make things
different. Right?
We want a whole new. You're right. I think we would want a whole new, Jedi Order, Jedi like planet, take a planet that we'd heard about in the comics but we never seen in live action or animation. Put that in there.
So funny that you say that. So I've always thought about. I mean, I'll do the full story on my channel, but like I've always thought like if I were to make The Force Awakens, what would it be? And I always thought like we've never seen the Jedi trials in a movie or a show. Like we saw like a little bit of it in Rebels when Ahsoka Kanan went into that temple. Like it was like a little piece, and then what was it? It was I think it was Clone Wars when the kids went in there and
like the
and they had their Kyber crystal.
Yes.
But like we never seen in live action. Like I would have started with Rey being trained by Luke already, started being the first person in like 30 years or whatever to do the Jedi trials to become a Jedi Knight. That should have been the first scene.
Yeah.
And then after that, build the story from there. But like that's some stuff I want to see. Rey put someone through a Jedi trial and they become a Jedi Knight. The first one in almost a century, something like that. Just craziness. Like, what does that look like? Do you see a whole bunch of Force ghosts? Do you who knows what could happen? It's all an open book and someone has to write it.
And I don't think they're gonna write it. I really think so. I really don't. I don't know what they're gonna do with that new movie. I really don't.
I mean, think about what haven't we seen, right?
Yeah.
I
think they should be in their little studio and saying, what has the world not seen from Star Wars? What have we not seen on live action animation? Let's watch all those things again. Let's watch them all again. The movies. Okay, what didn't we add in the first movie? Okay, the second movie. What can we add in there? Okay, we have the Acolyte coming. Okay, we're gonna see some of those new Jedis, but we can add some old relics from the High Republic. Let's throw that in there. 100 years after, because the High Republic takes 100 years before the Phantom Menace. Let's throw some like Maul references, or let's see some people that look like Maul, or do different things like that. Like,
right, it's all possible because like, have we ever seen in episode 1 they had speed running? Never saw it again. Never saw it again.
We saw it in Bad Batch though. But not not like that, But we did see that they did throw it again in Bad, like pod racing.
Like I would love to see pod racing again. I would love to see, like, why can't we have a race on an ocean planet, or like see somebody fight lightsabers in the air? Like, can Jedis fly? Maybe make that a new power. Why not?
Because Jedi can do everything else.
Jedi, I mean, Rey could heal a snake out of nowhere just because she's Palpatine's, clone daughter. Let's bring something new, or just have them have a jetpack, or like Mandalorians fighting in the air, or just something that's
like what we saw in Rebels. Or we saw like in kind of Rebels kind of sequence.
Exactly. Or I love that they're going to a distant galaxy, because then you could really take Star Wars in a different direction, because you could be like, the sequel trilogies happened over here, but over here, we're doing, time travel. like a world between worlds type stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's, man, it could a lot can happen. A lot can. They're space whales, so a lot can happen.
And they've been around for so many years.
Yeah, I know. It's. I just. I wonder in like 20 years what kind of Star Wars lore we're gonna have.
I know, because
Just
that's crazy, right? In 20
it's
years from now, like
just crazy to think that possibly we can have like. I mean, look at the Apple. The Vision Pro, right?
I know that's a lot of money. Apple, what
In-
the hell's wrong with you?
In 20 years, we could be closer to Star Wars than we are now in reality, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying because like stuff like the Vision Pro, which I've seen like videos on, it looks like something that's out of Star Wars. It's just
Yeah.
It does. It's
I could see that.
like this tracks my heartbeat. My phone can do it's so Star Wars has to progress as well, right? As far as like their story, even the technology, because I'm a ship guy when it comes to Star Wars. I like knowing like my favorite stuff is like the TIE Interceptor. The Jedi Interceptor is my favorite ship. After that is like the U-Wing, and then Millennium Falcon, the YT-1300. Yeah, but so hopefully we get some new stuff, and it's good. It's good. It's not like mediocre.
It's like stuff that we've seen before, but in this time zone we haven't seen for like 20 years.
Yeah,
like I feel like you should bring back the Mortis gods, not bring back them, but we'll have them mentioned. Because we haven't let them mention in live action. We only seen them like their statue. Like now, Rey for 15 years, like. In reality, like you're not sitting on a rock all day long and doing nothing. Like you're really not going to Starbucks and having a coffee every morning. No, you're gonna travel the galaxy for like what Luke did. Travel the galaxy for relics, Star Wars archives, Jedi.
Yeah. Like why is there not a show? Okay, a Star Wars show. Very simple. A smuggler Star Wars show where he just has to deal with smuggling things. That's it. That's all you need. And just have them go to different worlds, different stuff, and just have them smuggle. That's the stuff I want to see. Because you could just build off that, right? You could go into like a crime syndicate or something like that. I mean, The Mandalorian was doing it, but then it just like swerved right.
It went no, Luke.
It literally was like, oh, wow. I wonder what season 3 is going to be. And then it was like, well, hold on. Just hold your horses. We want to do this.
Yeah, season 3 wasn't a big hit for me. I feel like season 3 was like okay, like the last episode was good, but I was like, nah. Season 3 really lost me there.
That should have been called Bo-Katan season 1.
Yeah, and they were coming. I think they were coming out with a show.
Well, I hope so. She was great. But then
I love Bo-Katan.
Like, how do you like? Okay, I'm not crazy, right? He didn't ride the Mandalorian beast that was in the water.
No.
Okay, why was that shown, but then like not?
It was brought up again the last episode when they announced like Din Grogu, which I don't like Din Grogu. Just keep him as Grogu, He's gonna be the next Jedi and Mandalorian, of course.
I think he should have just stayed with Luke, and you figure out that part, because I mean Grogu is still alive. So who is he with? Is he with Ahsoka? Is he going to be with Rey?
Yeah,
is he going to be, because you have a character now. It's like, if he's not a Jedi, then you can't just put him in there now because people want it. You took him out, and is he like an officer in the Mandalore like army? Is there even a Mandalore? So many questions of what's going to happen, and I have no answers.
I don't think they have the answers.
I know. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know, man. It's exciting, but at the same time, it's kind of scary because not everything is hit.
Yeah, not everything. Like Star Wars fans are very like particular about their stuff. Like they're very. If you're gonna do it right. If you're not gonna do it right, then you're gonna get hate for it.
Yeah.
You're gonna throw the ball left-handed, but they want it right-handed. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
Star Wars fans are very. I'm not like that, but I am in certain things. Like with certain characters, my favorite characters, of course. and like certain things that I really like to see and stuff like that. I'm passionate about them, but I have
Yeah.
answers to back that up. Some Star Wars fans don't have those answers. They'll just blabble on about, oh, he's the best, you know, he's the, you know, no, like that. What's your reason for that? You know, what's your reason for that back argument?
Yeah. I just, you know, it's, you know, when people say, you know, Rey is shit, we don't like her. Okay, why? You know, I'll ask why, and then people give me answers, and I try to counter those answers because I'm like, well, everything in Rey we saw before in Luke, right?
Yeah.
Luke was a kid who was stuck on a desert planet with no hope in sight until his aunt and uncle got killed, and he had to go with this crazy wizard to find a ship, right? So what was Rey? Rey was somebody who didn't have anyone until BB-8 came into the fold. She was like, okay, well, I'll take you into, the shop. And then people started shooting, trying to find BB-8, met a stormtrooper, and then they go on the same ship and leave to go start their journey. It's the reboot sequel. That's why.
Yeah. A new hope, a new Rey.
But when people really are like, oh, she gained her powers too quickly. Okay, but did Luke have enough powers to put that laser into the Death
Just look at Ezra
Star?
too. Ezra's powers gained quickly over the seasons, you know?
Exactly. It's like, okay, well, if you have to hate her, you have to hate everyone else.
Yeah.
Because they're in the same boat. We have to give them powers so the story is quick. Because if not, then we're gonna be here for 20 seasons. Like, yeah, she might have more power because she's a Palpatine, but at the same time, it's almost like
you're going in and out, Edward. You're going in and out.
Am I?
You're going in and out.
Can you hear me now? Yes or no?
No, a little. You're still
A
blurry.
little? I'm blurry?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I don't know if it's me. Maybe it's me. Hold on. Let me turn my...
Oh, no.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go. I think it was me turning.
I was like, dude, this setup. Okay, it took me like a half an hour, but I know this is working. Like,
but back to what you were saying.
yeah. What was I saying? Oh no, just she's a Palpatine, but at the same time, it's like people are trashing her for her past, right? And it's kind of like
you can't.
The
your past doesn't define you.
The character herself doesn't know who she is. So
yeah.
It's like a regular person gaining powers. Like it might just come all of a sudden, has anyone ever seen Superman? Like his powers only came of like at times of like pressure, right? So and even Spider-Man, it wasn't like years down the road he could walk on walls and now he has the spider sense. That shit came all at once. It's a superhero trope.
Yeah.
So she's a superhero, just like Luke was. Just even Ahsoka. even Ahsoka, like she was Plo Koon's Padawan, and then she got upgraded to being a soldier. But her, she was forced into being a good Jedi because she had to because of war, right? Yeah. If you take war out of that, she doesn't reach her potential until like Rebels kind of thing, because that's when she would have turned into a Jedi Knight. But you put the pressure on the character and then they become your favorite, but then people lose sight that that probably shouldn't have happened as quickly, because look at Anakin. Anakin in episode 1 was the same age as Ahsoka in Clone Wars, or close to, right? Between like maybe
Yeah.
2 or 3 years, right? Because he was like 10, 9 or 10, and she was probably like 13 or something.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, so he, it took 10 years for him to be the Anakin who, killed a whole bunch of fucking,
Younglings.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? No, well, not the Sand People, right?
Honestly.
So he had to learn that stuff in 10 years, but then it just takes everyone else shorter. So it's like, why are you complaining? That's all my thing is.
Like, why are we even talking about this? Like, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, before we go, Edward, I want to ask you, who is your favorite Star Wars villain and why? It can be anybody.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a right answer and a wrong answer. Palpatine, dude. Let me see. When I think of like just pure Star Wars villain, I don't know, man. I gotta go with Maul, dude. Maul just.
He's misunderstood, man.
He's so great after he gets his spider legs, but he was also good like before. But then again, he's like, I kind of wish Disney would have just took George Lucas's like story points of having Maul be the Palpatine. I think that would have worked so well.
Maybe in the What If series.
Not even one of. Let's just do it now. I mean, who really dies in Star Wars anyway?
Yeah, you're right.
I'm waiting for them to bring back Kylo. Kylos is close. Kylos is a close second, only because he was meant and he had all the tools to be good, and then just a small little thing made him bad.
Yep.
Which is, a human thing, right? Like we can all, one bad day, we could all be bad, right? We could all just come up with emotions and just hate the world for something that just happened. But I think him with the mask is cool too, and the broadsword. I love that. But Maul probably is my favorite villain. Yeah, because he's just badass. And then Thrawn, Rebels was cool for like the 2 seasons Thrawn was on there, and like the 1 season of Ahsoka for like 2 episodes or whatever. But I want to see more of Thrawn before I actually give him a definitive like I like him as my top. Because if it's the books, I mean, the books, it would be him. But overall, it has to be Maul because you have like, he has a new comic book coming out from Marvel this year.
Yes, I think it's due out in the summertime.
Yeah. And then, so even with that, Son of Dathomir was good. All the Clone Wars stuff. And he was in Rebels, it's like, and then the one tidbit from Solo, which I love Solo. I don't know if you do, but I do love Solo as a movie.
I like Solo.
Yeah. So, I would have to say Maul, man.
Our red-headed devil wins again. Everybody loves Maul. I love Maul.
Yeah, he's like, you kind of feel sorry for him, but at the same time, he could fucking kill anyone.
Yeah.
If he wanted to, and then he tried to take everyone as his apprentice, so,
He didn't take me or you as their apprentices, so I don't know why.
I'd be his apprentice. I'll be evil.
Too.
But at the same time, be like, do we have to be that evil, Maul? Can we just, like, grab a soda and just hang out? Do we have to, like,
can't we
take
just
over
go to
the world?
Tatooine and go look for Luke? Like, just sit here and, like, talk about everything.
Well, I don't know if I would want to do that with Maul. He probably would want to kill him to bring out Kenobi.
Oh,
but,
Kenobi, yeah.
I could see it. I could, maybe Maul would be like a manager of like a shirt store. Maybe he would be best suited as that.
Yeah, he goes, you paid $5.99 for that.
Yeah, exactly.
And he kills you because you won't pay the $5.99 for it.
Yeah, you won't play this guy. He's just like Kenobi.
Yeah,
Kenobi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
poor
definitely Maul. Maul's my favorite.
I feel that one. But before we go, Edwin, where can we find all you on your social medias? Where can we find you?
So Archives of the Force on YouTube, IG, Archives of the Force podcast on IG, Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, Facebook, also Archives of the Force. My personal page is Casadini, Casadini, and you can catch Archives Facts every Wednesday on IG and show every Friday. Yeah.
I give you a kindness clap for that. There you go. I'll put all the links in the bios. Thank you, Edward, for coming on the show.
Oh, no
and
problem,
talking
dude.
Star Wars with me. Appreciate you.
All right, bro.
But guys, be kind to one another. Make sure you guys subscribe down below to the YouTube channel. I can't even speak today. I can't even speak. Like, I am so tired. I can't even speak. Like,
I
it's
feel
so
you, man.
sad.
I just came out of work, dude. I'm winging this.
Yeah, like I don't even know I'm not even gonna remember what we're saying after this. Like, what was I talking to him about? I don't even know.
That's
But
hilarious.
make sure you guys subscribe down below to the YouTube channel, The Scavoli Tyler Show, for more awesomeness. And guys, be kind to one another, and may the force be with you, my friends. Always. Bye.
In my life, when you find people who need your help, you help them, no matter what.